Welcome to video 2 of Steubenville preparation. So did you do it? Did you do your homework? Did you write down your expectations and share them with your parents? Did your parents share their expectations for Steubenville with you? If you didn't do it yet, there's still time. You can do it. It's going to be totally worth it. It's only going to help you have an even better Steubenville experience, and that's what I want for you from these videos, is for you to have the best Steubenville experience you possibly can. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about the goal that Steubenville has for you. And Steubenville has a goal, believe it or not. And that goal is, if you're a new person to Steubenville, if you've never been before, what they want to do is they want to help you experience Jesus Christ as a person. Not just as some guy we talk about in CCD, not just as some dude we have up on the walls of the church, but as a real person who wants to have a relationship with you and with me. And the second thing that Steubenville wants for you is it wants to give you a foundation, a strong foundation, so that when you come home from Steubenville, you have something to start building your relationship with Jesus on. Because let's face it, a 3-day conference, you're not going to build this amazing, deep relationship with Jesus just from 3 days of a conference. It's going to take consistent energy and effort every single day. But 3 days can introduce you to God, and it can give you a foundation to work off of, so that when you come home, you have something to work with. You know what you're working towards. You know who you're working towards. And that's phenomenal. So if whether you're new or if you're a veteran, maybe you have a great relationship with God right now. Maybe you know Him as a person. Well, what Steubenville offers you is it wants to, give you another building block, another launch pad, so to speak, so that when you come home, you can get yourself to the next level with your relationship with God. That you can go even deeper with Him. That you don't have to stay where you are, because maybe where you are right now is great, but God wants even more for you. And so that's what Steubenville wants to do, is help push you towards that next level, whatever it may be for you. So Steubenville has 4 main components to it. It has speakers, music, adoration, and mass. And let's take speakers and music first. So the music is meant to be tailored towards teenagers. It's meant to be something that teens and pretty much everybody can relate to. So we have a live band, they have drum solos, there's like electric guitar solos, there's, all sorts of awesome singers and people doing all sorts of amazing things. It's almost like a concert. And that's very intentional, because it has the feeling of a concert, but they're playing music to worship God. And so it's supposed to help be a meeting between us and God, something that we can connect to, but also using it to help us meet God. The speakers, again, they're not teachers. They're not up there teaching lessons like in CCD or in school. They're up there sharing their faith and their stories and why Jesus matters to them and how they met Jesus as a person, and what they do to keep their spiritual lives going every single day. So it's, again, meant to be something that we can connect to, that we can relate to. There's a lot of stories that they're sharing, and stories are something that everybody connects to well. Mass and adoration. Now, at Steubenville, Mass and adoration are done completely in line with the Catholic Church. So it's going to look very much the same as it does at our church for Mass and adoration. But where they're allowed to, they add a few things in. So doing the live band is going to do the music for Mass, and they'll be doing music for adoration. And during adoration, the priest will take the exposed Eucharist and bring it around to everybody, so everybody can have an up-close and personal moment with Jesus. And those aren't things that normally happen in our regular home parishes, but here at Sacred Heart or anywhere else. But it's something we do at Steubenville so that we can push ourselves towards that experience, toward that next level with God. It's giving us something amazing so that when we come back to Sacred Heart afterwards, we can see that same Jesus in the Mass we celebrate each Sunday and the adoration we have each month, that we can find Jesus there because we had this amazing mountaintop experience at Steubenville. So for your homework, for your challenge, whatever you would like to call it for this time around, I encourage you to take a spiritual inventory. And what I mean by that is just write out, a scale of 1 to 10, and how you're doing in terms of prayer, Mass, confession, those three things, prayer, mass, confession. Give yourself a rating of 1 to 10 on each of those things. So for prayer, 1 would be, I never pray at all. Well, I don't even know what prayer is. And 10 would be, I'm praying 8, 9, 10 times a day for 10 minutes at a time. Confession, 1 would be, I haven't been there since 2nd grade. What is confession? 10 would be, I go once a week. Mass, 1 would be, I maybe go every weekend, but probably not. 10 would be, I'm going every weekend to every daily mass, and every opportunity I have, I'm running to the Eucharist and mass. So give yourself a rating of 1 to 10 for each of those three things. And then the challenge for you is between now and Steubenville, push yourself up at least one number. So if you're a if you're a 3 on the prayer scale, try and get yourself to a 4. If you're an 8 on the confession scale, try and get yourself to a 9. Whatever scale you're at, try and get yourself one number farther. And share your inventory with your parents. Their homework is going to be the same thing, to take the same inventory and share it with you so that you guys can work together to push yourselves to that next level. It's only going to help you have an amazing Steubenville experience. It's only going to help you have a deeper experience. And again, that's what I want for you from these videos, is to have the best Steubenville experience ever. So go take your spiritual inventory, and I'll see you in the next video.